Before anybody complains in the comment section below, am I a sad, lonely Canucks fan? Okay, no, I'm not lonely, but sad? Yeah. Do I feel betrayed? Yeah, absolutely. And I think there are so many Vancouver Canucks fans that feel the same way about the guy who used to don the C in this city just a mere few months ago. So I can acknowledge that this tweet made by Mitchie's Magic, a Vegas fan on Twitter, probably does have some truth to it. Bro, Canadian NHL teams have got to stop appointing Americans as their captains because Quinn Hughes said, "What now?" about Vancouver. Speaking about that Quinn Hughes, I wanted to expand more so on our conversation that was started yesterday in regards to Quinn Hughes and the comments that he made post-Canucks trade to Minnesota. There were some discussions that he brought up about Miller, what happened with the team, how there was always some sort of a fracture in the organization, even as far back as 2024 when the team was winning. That's the thing that he wanted to do, right? He wanted to win. He wanted to be a Canuck. Not necessarily a Canuck, but he just wanted to be on a team that was winning. Winning. And he said back in 2024, even when the team was winning, there were still fractures. Which does check out with what Jim Rutherford said. But in this video, I wanted to focus some more on the comments that Quinn made and discuss whether or not Mr. Quinn Hughes was subliminally throwing a little bit of shade here, especially at Elias Pettersson. So let's review the comments that made headlines yesterday. Not the "I don't know players on the Canucks" comments, that's just kind of stupid, but this comment made by Quinn Hughes on the Thomas Drance article that was posted yesterday on The Athletic. Take a look at this. He speaks out about the Canucks' rapid drop-off. I obviously have my thoughts on it, but I don't want to point fingers at anyone. I would say that the trade last year with JT Miller, I mean, he was a top 5 player for us the year prior. He had 103 points. PK, power play, taking defensive zone draws. He had 103 points, and it wasn't accomplished by cheating all the time. He had 103 points playing the right way. There were nights I'd watch him and just think, this guy is unbelievable. To lose that guy the very next year, that was probably a fracture of everything. And yet, on some level, it felt like you could see it coming for years, I would say. I want to do a very irresponsible thing and read in between the lines of what a pro hockey player is saying on a sit-down interview for a piece published on The Athletic. I want to take a look at this, and I want to take a look at this, and I want to try and see if there's anything in between there. Oh, Lego, just take it at face value. He said, it sucks that we traded away a 100-point player. Yeah, of course it does, but this is what I mean. Post made by Fed Up Canuck on Twitter says if you read between the lines on the Drance interview with Hughes, he was clearly Team Miller. So why didn't the Canucks appease him and trade the other guy? It sure sounds like Quinn felt it was over at that point. Took a shot at EP40 indirectly? 103 points playing the right way, man. I noticed this as well. Very telling. This is a reply that I thought was interesting. He was going to leave regardless, but Gary Mason mentioned that Canucks couldn't find a trade for Pettersson, and eventually Miller went to management and said he would be open to a trade. I'll never forget the look on his face during an interview when someone in the media mentioned that maybe EP40 could come train with him in the summer. Ha ha ha. But essentially, I think this is a pretty telling sign right here. Even though he was really good, it's a guy that had to go. He got traded. On some level, you felt like you could see this coming for years. Does that not specifically indicate that there were obviously issues between Miller and Pettersson that existed for years? Like, we all knew that these guys would not play PlayStation together. But now it's like, Quinn Hughes is literally saying that even though it was such a shame that JT got traded, you could see it coming for years. Somebody had to go. And the fact that Quinn is talking about JT like, oh yeah, he's this, he's that, he does everything. He plays the right way. He's going out there and scoring all these points. He was able to score points playing this way. It is kind of funny because you can say that does take a shot at Elias Pettersson, because obviously Pettersson scored 100 points too, but he doesn't play the way that Miller plays. You can say that Pettersson maybe isn't that same hard-nosed, penalty-killing guy that JT Miller established himself as for Team USA. I know that Miller and Pettersson did PK together in 2024, and they scored some shorthanded goals because of it. It was pretty good. But I do kind of wonder just how much of this is Quinn Hughes subliminally saying that he was Team Miller over Team Petey. You know, there were reports back when the trade was made that Hughes was Team Petey. He apparently vouched for Pettersson. He wanted the young Swedish guy to stick around. But now, going out there and saying that, yeah, you know, JT, it sucks that we traded this guy. It feels so weird. It feels contradictory. It feels like this either is a brand new thought that he's just thinking about saying now, or this is really how he felt, and he never was Team Pettersson to begin with. Look at us going out there and saying, oh, Team Pettersson, Team Miller, Team whatever. How about Team Zeev? Zeev Buyum. Here's a post. Tatiana said, I love this from Zeev Buyum. Here's a quote from the newest Vancouver Canucks defenseman. Most of all, I want to win. I think Minnesota is going to win for a long time. I want to be a part of that in Vancouver. Ah, yes. Zeev Buyum is going to go out there and really fix everything long-term on the D side for Vancouver. I'd say that Quinn Hughes is an irreplaceable level defenseman. He is so gosh darn good. He is a franchise-defining talent. The Canucks will be lucky to have anybody even as close to his skill set on the ice patrolling their D-core for years to come. But Zeev Buyum is the gosh darn closest shot that they have to getting that at this point. Either that or maybe Keaton Verhoff if they end up dropping to third overall. Chase Reed is also in the mix too, who knows? But yeah, the draft, this is where Vancouver has to focus all their sights on now. Sorry, Aquilini, but you can't be going out there and making up your Call of Duty and Overwatch money the next few years. We know that he wanted to do that over the past few seasons, which is why they made some bad trades. Sorry, Marcus Pettersson, but your presence is no longer valued on the Vancouver Canucks. That first-round pick should have been Van's. With all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that this commentary from Quinn Hughes about JT Miller getting 100 points and playing the right way was a subtle dig at Elias Pettersson? And do you think that this American Miller-Hughes connection sort of thing is something that is worth talking about at this point in time? Of course, we all recognized that Quinn Hughes, when he was the captain of the Vancouver Canucks, there were things that he could talk about, and there are things that we probably could not have expected him to talk about, but now he's no longer a Canuck, so he's free to say whatever it is that he wants to talk about, especially to Thomas Drance, The Athletic. With that said, thoughts in the comments section below. Did Quinn Hughes just take a subtle jab at Elias Pettersson? Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this British Roll 99. And bye.